G'day guys, Chief Bosk here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Studio Series number 10, Jazz. Now this is actually my first Jazz figure from any of the Transformers reincarnations, whether it's G1 or animated or movie. This is my first actual Jazz figure, so I'm actually really looking forward to it because I've always wanted one, and it's actually one of my favourite Studio Series figures. So, let's get right into it. First, as always, quick look at the box. Here you have a CG render of Jazz up front. Number 10, Studio Series Autobot Jazz. Age 8+. He's from the first Transformers movie, Transformers Generations Takara Tomy. On this side, you have a more zoomed out photo of Jazz with his shield minigun. On the other side, you have a zoomed in photo of his face, Studio Series 10. He is a deluxe class figure, he's very small. On the back here, you've got all this product shots and all that stuff. I got it off eBay, so I've got this thingo. Anyway, this is all for the box. He does also come with his backdrop, which is the Mission City Battle. I think it's the same with Ironhide and Starscream. The ones I think, well, the ones I have, Ironhide and Ratchet, and maybe Ironhide, Starscream, and maybe Ratchet. There you have that. It's very cool. And he does come with his instructions. And that's all for that there. Turn the camera down. He does also come with his weapon, which is his shield minigun, or shield gun. And it's very nice. It's done with a nice gold paint with some real nice details. Does get some hollow up the back, but you can't really see it when he's pointing it. And this does sit on store on the vehicle mode. You flip this up, and this little tab just here goes in between those two stalks in the spoiler. Got to push it in a bit. There you go. It's better than a lot of the others. That if it didn't have this gold part, it would almost be alright. But in regards to all the others, it is pretty good. But it's not that good. There you have that. And we'll bring this back a bit later. Now, onto the figure itself. Here we have Autobot Jazz in his vehicle mode. He is a modified Pontiac Solstice, which I actually hadn't heard of until I looked it up for the point of this video. And I really like this vehicle mode. I loved it when I first saw it in the movie, and it's a really small. I love the design in Studio Series. Whether it's accurate fully to the show or not, the smallness of this car, I like it. I don't know why, and it's just, I love the all the proportions and everything. It's just what I like about this sort of car. Now, one thing that bugs me is I don't think this line should be up here. I think it doesn't clip in properly, or that's how it's designed, but I'm not sure if this line up, you see that line? It goes from the top of the door and it moves upwards. I'm not too sure if that's accurate. And on the other side, there's that. Now, if you tab that in and make it all good on this side, it usually untabs on this side too. So that's a bit difficult to play with. It's just, it affects the playability of the mode. Especially if you're trying to film stop motions with him, you can only have one side, or you've got to try and fix this side as well while it's there. Yep, there we are. Come out on the other side. Try to tab back in, and it's out on the other side. But, that's alright. It's not a major thing. You can get it to, that's about as good as you can get it on one side while the other side's perfect. But it rolls pretty alright. This carpet isn't very good. Underneath, it's alright. You can see some little bits of kibble, but it's alright. You've got the head there. If you turn it around, it's not too bad. But all in all, it's alright. The top, nice blue windows. Logo on the front, the headlights there. The tail lights there. Exhaust pipes. Yeah. Now, for comparison, here he is with, I think he's the only Decepticon we saw him fight properly. Here he is with Brawl. I think either Brawl should be a bit bigger or he should be a bit smaller. I'm not too sure, but they aren't proportioned perfectly. But I'm not complaining. And here he is with the Autobot cast of the first movie. Of course, I know this isn't the right Bumblebee, but everyone says he's not the right Bumblebee, and they say when they line him up in the first cast, they say, "Oh, I haven't got the new Bumblebee yet." But this is actually the correct Bumblebee because he was from the first movie. Here we have the entire Autobot cast from the first movie. Got this light standing back up. Yeah, it looks really good. It definitely fits in a lot. Here he is with Optimus Prime. Bumblebee. Ironhide. And Ratchet. Now, I voiced my concerns about the size, that comparisons. Ironhide's a bit too big, and Optimus is a bit too small, but I don't mind. They transform into cool looking robot mode, so I'm not going to complain too much. Put that back off to the side, try not to get hooked up in the cords. But yeah, that's just about all for this vehicle mode. Now, let's get on to transformation. Now, I like this transformation. It's definitely a bit fun. Now, on this front grille section, if you can get into it, you want to try and pull it out and spin it around and push it back in. So you got it upside down. Now you want to come down to the back here and untap the legs from in there. Pull out the arms on this is a weird little double joint in there. Both sides. And spin them upwards. Now you want to spin the whole front section around, just like that. Bend the elbows and flip the hands out. So, and there you have basically the top half of the body done. Then you flip the legs down like that. You want to flip them down at this joint here, so they go down to there. Then you want to flip them down at this joint here, so they go down further. Then you want to bring this double joint all the way up to form the feet. Do the same on this side. Pull this up to form the feet. Now I'm going to bring this up, and this will untab from in there, just like so. Bring it forward, and these clips in here, you see there's little tabs coming out of this just here. That'll clip on either side of the bonnet. Just like so. Now position all the legs. Come to the back here. You want to fold that in and fold up the backpack. Now flip the head out, and here you have Jazz in his robot mode. And get him standing if I can. Come on. There you have Jazz in his robot mode, and he is, as I said, one of my favorite Studio Series figures because it's a really good looking figure. Of course, in accuracy, he's not 100% accurate, whereas a lot of the other Autobots, they're definitely pretty accurate. He isn't overly accurate because the actual Jazz was extremely complicated, and his limbs were really weirdly proportioned. I didn't mind personally, but they had to make him a bit better, well proportioned to actually make him transform. But I don't mind what they came up with. They did it all very well. You can see his face here. He's got his visor on. See that? It's very nicely detailed. A lot of little details in that face right there. Details on the shoulders here. Some gold. The backpack, it stands out a bit, which is unfortunate, but you can't really complain about it. If you got to sacrifice a little bit to have a good alt mode and robot mode. Now, for posability, you can look up that far using only the ball joint, and then if you want to make him look a little further up, you can do that, but he doesn't look very good. His head can spin all the way around like that. He's got a butterfly joint here. Swivel around, move out that far. He's got a double bend at the elbow and nothing at the wrist. Nothing at the waist, which is unfortunate because he was an extremely flexible character in the movies. Do the full splits. Leg could go all the way forward, all the way back, swivel at the thigh, bend at the knee, and then there is a ankle pivot. It's a very nice ankle pivot. Now, there are some extremely cool poses you can pull off with this guy. I managed to get him to a handstand as well. To do that, I needed to flip these up and basically have him resting on this part, just here. And I did that pretty well. You can do some pretty cool sort of superhero landing action poses with him, like that, which he pulls up really nicely, actually. And if you want to, you can have him looking up a bit. But I think he is still extremely poseable, given a few minor letdowns. Now, for his weapon, there are a few different ways you can do it. So, you have the peg, which plugs into this hand. And you can hold it like a regular, normal gun. It's like that. Or, this works with both hands. You flip it around, and you plug it into the end part just here. And I definitely prefer this look, because this is a bit more accurate to how he had it. I definitely prefer it. And I prefer to leave it in this hand, because this hand is a bit more accurate. The hands are different, in case you didn't pick up on that. So you got this hand, which is actually a normal hand for holding pegs, and you got this hand. In the movie, they were both the exact same. This is just made so we can hold the weapon, but in the movie, they should have both looked like this, and this hand can split out and become a magnet. But, yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Definitely a fantastic figure. Now, let's get on to comparison. As I said before, if I can get him standing up, because his feet are a bit weird. He's good to get standing up on a hard surface, but on a soft surface like this, it's not the easiest. Move it up. So here he is with Voyager Class Brawl. And that's right. As I said before, there is a bit of a the size difference isn't fully accurate. Here he is with Studio Series Optimus Prime. It's custom painted. Here he is with Ironhide, also painted. And Ratchet, also painted. I actually have been going along and painting some of my figures just to etch out a little bit more detail. And here he is with Bumblebee. And this is like a family portrait. I love this. It's very, very cool. Of course, Optimus Prime, as I've said millions of times, should be a bit bigger. But there we have that. There. Lay him down. I'll fix him up later. Stand him up. I'll pick this up. Put him on here. So that's all for this video. Of course, if you liked it, make sure to like and subscribe if you aren't already. God, this makes me want to lose my mind. That. Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. And of course, go down to the link below and go subscribe to my channel with my mates. We're doing some funny shit over there. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.